All right. Good morning, everyone. December 3rd, 2021. Let's see if we're going live here. We have a huge day upon us, a huge day. Um, just checking to see if we are going live. It looks like everything's going well. Yep. All right. So we're going well. So right now, we're just waiting on the November jobs report. Basically, it's right around to come out. Let's see what happens here. What we're looking for is a couple of things. If they come too high, I think the expectation is around 585,000 jobs. But with the vaccine mandates and so forth, are these really strong? All right. So, what we're going to do as we're waiting for those, we're about to break now. Uh, we're just going to see how the market reacts, right? So, let's see. Right now, futures are high. So, in theory, if they were too hot, they were too high. That means that what? That the Fed is probably going to taper faster. And if too low, so I didn't really get a bullish response here, but we're going to see how the futures are reacting here. So far, we have 45.93. We're right below that 4600. Let's see. I'm not getting the news here. So unemployment rate November 4.2 versus 4.5 estimate. Okay. So we came in lower. We came in lower. 4.2, which means that the market means that the Fed might possibly not taper as fast. That's how they're sensing it. So if it can, all right, November jobs 210,000. So that's way below than what we expected. Okay, so let's just check out the futures. So that means that the market doesn't think that the Fed's going to taper as fast. So it's going to react positive, right? Let's see how positive can it break that 4600. But let's dive in. There's other news that we need to cover as well. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. What do we have now? So all right. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. There's a couple of news items that we need to cover as well. All right. So Barron's here. November jobs report. Nvidia, the arms deal didn't go through, so we're gonna watch Nvidia. But there's a couple of movers that I'm looking right off the bat that I'm noticing for an opportunity today. The one that's kind of it's lurking here is this China news. China's racing ahead to lock in the Asian trade. Time to worry, and they're also starting delisting a lot of their companies. So be careful in investing in the U.S. stock market in any China companies. Who's going to be the next company to delist? Okay, so we need to be cautious of that, and just the Chinese company like Neo and a couple other ones that are out there. But things are moving on that news. All right, so today the other thing is I want to be aware of is that today, and this is the news that's going to be on Tesla. So today, after the market closes, there's going to be a rebalance in the S&P 500, meaning they're going to rebalance. They're going to see what percentage of what they own, and there's going to be a rebalancing of the stocks for next week. And that's a big news on Tesla. And I'm going to get to that once we get to Tesla. So things to be weary of or be aware of, not weary. And the equity, the XPX roll dates means that there's going to be a lot of more volatility. Hate to break it to you, moving into December next week. All right. So we got CNBC. All right, we're done there. The 10 years going down. Okay, great. We don't need to watch CNBC. All right. So, all right, a lot to cover. So let's dive in here. So we have that. There's a couple of movers pre-market. Apple's moving. That's good. And let's look at the S&P 500 overall. So we had a great, nice bounce, right? I told you yesterday that we needed a bounce off the 50-day moving day. Now, what we're looking at is the S&P 500 on the daily basis, NASDAQ daily, and Russell daily. So we had a nice bounce. Now, is it real? Is it going to continue higher? Could this be possibly the Christmas rally, maybe short-lived for the next week or so? Maybe, but we need some follow-through today. So we definitely need some follow-through, and let's see, are we going to get it today? Maybe. Let's dive in. So, what are we looking at? We're looking at roughly. Oh, I'm not sharing here. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Sorry, I was not sharing. All right, cool. So, Let me go through. So I was showing you the futures before and the articles I was sharing with you. This is on Barron's article right here. And this was the one about China. China's racing ahead to lock in the Asian trade. Time to worry. Okay, so that is something on Barron's. I realized I wasn't sharing my screen. I apologize for that. But something you should probably read into. And they started delisting. The other thing is NVIDIA is that arms deal is no longer. And then Elon's coming out with Tesla is coming out with a $1,900 vehicle for kids. So let's see how the market reacts to that. But those are the only headlines that I see in the news. As far as the coronavirus, the Omni, whatever it's called, Omni, I'm looking, there's more cases popping up. So I'm noticing the vaccine stocks moving pre-market. So that might be a move going into today. And I'm going to share that with you. And again, we're just doing it for profit, whether you believe in it or not, just to get some gains. Now, I was showing you this right here. The futures are still going a little higher right now, all right? But it can't break that 4,600. So it's reacting to that news positive. We're coming up below. So, I mean, they expected 585,000 jobs. But realistically, with the vaccine mandates, people quitting, do you really expect that going into Christmas? So, I don't know. I think the market thinks that by the jobs coming in less than expected, that the Fed's not going to taper. But I think that the Fed's in a position where I think they need to taper. So this might be short-lived today. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so the S&P 500. This is the dailies on Nasdaq and Russell. So we needed a bounce, and it looks like we needed a bounce. We're holding that 45.50 area pretty well. We're just close below that $4,600 area, 46.70. Can we get some follow through today? That's the biggest question, right? Have the sellers, I think the sellers took a breather, right? Which is fine, but I believe that they are still lurking. Okay, so they're lurking right on this area. How are we going to find it? If there's follow through, then that means that they believe that this is better and things are going to go up higher, right? That's conviction buying. But I'm noticing also a rotation out of tech. And again, this happened last year, quarter one, or this year, quarter one of 2021, where they sold tech for a whole quarter. I don't know if you remember that. And it looks like possibly they could be doing that now. And we're going to be showing you levels to watch on the tech side. So now, on the downside, we're going to watch those numbers because if this doesn't hold, remember, there's a cliff right here, right? So if there's 4,500, it's actually 4,495. If that breaks, there's going to be a huge drop, and the next drop is probably around 4,300. Okay, so we've been watching the S&P 500. As far as I know that the Congress just passed the bill to kick the can down the road. So they bought themselves to raise the debt limit. So they bought themselves a couple more months. So, maybe that's going to come later on. Now the Nasdaq, as we saw, it was weaker, and the Nasdaq is dropping off a little bit. So the Nasdaq is coming down. It looks like it's probably going to, hold this area. If we hold, even if we stay above that 15,700, we're still going to be looking pretty good. Russell rebounded, but again, Russell is still in bear territory, right? So it might rebound, but be careful of this 2250 area because that's where they took it down. Now we need some follow through, and there's a lot of headwinds on Russell. Okay, so 2300, we start turning the tides around. But if you want to take trades to the 50 or back, but this is the daily chart. So just want to tell you where we're at. Russell is weak. Nasdaq, it could drive the Nasdaq, and the S&P is barely holding on. Okay, so that we need follow through today. All right, so that's where we're at. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX is okay. The VIX is still good. This is coming down, but when we look at the VIX, this is the hourlies, right, guys? So the VIX, we're still below last week's range of 27, which is great. We didn't break above it, but we're still high. We're still up in the 26 range. So what's going to make the VIX better? If we can start breaking 25 on the downside and start breaking down 22, these are levels that then there's conviction buying going back into the market. If we can break below 18, then we're probably going to go higher. However, if we stay in this range, there's still fear, and it's telling me that the sellers are still lurking. So we got to be cautious, and we're going to take advantage of whatever they do. Okay. All right. The Treasury notes is dropping. That's good for tech. Maybe that's going to help tech, and possibly. But the Treasury note, it is dropping. Okay. So let's dive in. So I changed a couple of things this time. Just to share with you. So the S&P is right there. It's right at that 4,600. Is it going to break above or is it going to break down? Okay, so we won't know until later what's going to happen here. Again, let's see that 4,600 is breaking down a little bit. So we're noticing a little bit of weakness on the futures. Can it break through? The good thing is, remember I told you about the 4 a.m. hour, which is right here. Right there, the 4 a.m. hour on the futures is that 45.79. So if we stay above that, then it'll be bullish for the day. But if we break below that, then we're probably going to head lower. So I have my alert up there already for today. Okay, so there's a couple of movers here. So we're going to watch the S&P is holding. Is it going to break down? Watch the MACDs. If the MACDs start breaking down, this is probably going to go lower. Okay, NASDAQ, again, if it starts breaking down, we're right there. It can go lower. All right. So let the MACDs tell you we're below zero. S&P is a little bit above zero, but anything can change within the next hour. Okay. If it breaks higher, then we have an upstairs number. And again, and I like this. I like the setups here because it based, right? We're at the 50 where we like, and there's a lot of potential here. 46.55 on top. And on the NASDAQ, we have what? We have 16,437. Now, if you want to trade the QQQs, that's the QQQs right there, and the SPY. Russell sold off pretty hard. Okay, so not until Russell starts taking out some headwinds do we want to go long, right? And it's a lot weaker than the rest of them. But it also means that it could reverse. So but we're going to be watching for reversal patterns or continuation patterns. Real simple here. It broke above the 50. However, it needs, where is Russell going to end up today? It needs to bounce. Let's see if it bounces off of zero, bounce off the 50, take out this highs of 22.11, and then it could take, you can take it for a trade up to the 22, let's say 22.42, 22.55. Somewhere in there, there could be a possible trade up there. Okay, I don't think it's going to skyrocket, but that might be a trade. If it breaks down and you see the MACDs breaking down, then it could be a trade to 21.54. Okay, Alphabet. Now, what I did, because I wanted to help you avoid whipsaw, and I saw a lot of tech rotation coming out of the tech. We moved these to I moved the time frame from 15 to hourlies. I have the 15-minute time frame there, and I'm going to show you how it looks on the hourlies because it's going to make it a lot smoother for you if you're going to take a trade, especially when there's rotation out. So Google looks great. It's at the 50 and the same way as the 15, but I'm looking for 28.78. If it takes that out and the MACD still rolled through, then more than likely it's probably going to have a date with 29.19. There is a round number in the middle. Be careful of that 2,900, but there's a possible trade for that. And remember, Google likes to move on Fridays. Yep, you got it. So maybe. This is what it looks like on the 15-minute time frame. So this is what I'm setting up for today. Not ideal, looks much better on the hourlies, but the 15 is going to give you a heads up earlier on, but I have this, I have the alert up there. So it's the same thing. The alert's going to let me know if it's going to go through or sell off. If it goes through, we're going to jump in. Amazon. Okay, so this is alarming, right? So this is the hourlies on Amazon. Amazon yesterday sold off. It never regained, and the S&P went up. So rotation out of tech, right? And the S&P went up. Amazon didn't. So that's alarming. Amazon is currently sitting at another level I have here. Let me see. All right. So the FANGs, I still call them FANGs. Fuck Metaverse. I'm still going to call them Facebook or Crapbook. But the only one out of all the FANGs are Apple and Amazon are above the 50 and Google's above the 50-day moving average. The rest are a little bit weaker. Let's see if it can regain, right? So Amazon is sitting right at that 50-day moving average on the dailies of it's 34.18. If it breaks that, we're gonna go lower. All right. So watch Amazon. It needs to, and if we look at Amazon here on the hourlies, to make it better, 34.87 to get it better. If it starts breaking above, anything can happen. It's probably going to go to 35.64. But I am noticing rotation. There was no buyers going back in when the XPIX went up. Amazon buyers didn't come in. So, but we have fresh out of MACDs. It looks like it probably wants to go up to the 50-day moving average. So that might be a trade if you feel comfortable with that. Tesla. Okay, so here it is with Tesla. Today I told you earlier in this thing, I told you that the S&P 500, when it closes, is going to start as rebalancing, right? So meaning they're going to rebalance and they're going to measure the weight. So you'll know how much of certain stocks are weighted in the S&P 500. So for example, let's say that Tesla's weighted at like 2% or 1%, 5%, whatever it is, whatever the percentage is. They're going to now reassess and find out, okay, maybe let's increase our weighting or decrease our weighting on certain stocks or exposures. Now, it's been rumored out there, and I'm hearing whispers that they're going to increase the weighting on Tesla for next week. It's a positive note. So if that is true, then Tesla will rally, okay? It will rally. It will rally. And I'm going to show you where we are in Tesla. This is the daily, right? So this is daily. On the daily part, no alarming. There's no reason to sell Tesla. It's nice basing pattern. It's above the 50-day moving average. It looks pretty good. We're having this little pullback on the MACDs. We're showing a little bit of weakness, but the price action is going sideways as the MACDs are showing weakness, which is positive. Now, if it comes to zero and starts bouncing, that could tell me that they're probably going to continue buying Tesla. This is for daily charts for guys who are just buying holders. If they want to increase your position or decrease, this is something we're going to look at. Now, if that's true, then the weighting, remember, these things have a $1,400 price target. So if I look at the hourlies, again, the hourlies on Tesla, what's going to tell me to drop off the noise or take out the noise? We're going to look at this 1117, possibly right there. I'm going to put alert there at 1115 to get me know. Now we have fresh out of MACDs on the hourlies, and then more likely it is going to go to that 50-day moving average. Pretty sure. I'm pretty positive it's going to go there. Okay, so that's the hourlies on Tesla. Now, if the weighting, and we'll notice Tesla likes to move the last 10 minutes of the close. If you see a lot of buyers coming in, more than likely they're going to be buying into next week. Elon did sell some of his shares again today, but it didn't really affect the stock that much. But watch it there. Now, what it looks like on the 15-minute, I'm just going to share this with you. After pullbacks, I want to drown out the noise as much as possible. And I want to show you what it looks like. So on the 15-minute time frame, it just holding steady. So we're going to have that 11:03 alert. Pre-market, there's one there at 1096. If it starts breaking that, then they're going to start buying into that weighting system again. So there is an opportunity there if you want to add to Tesla on the hourlies. If you want to wait to 1118, that's fine. But I just shared with you a couple of insights. More likely, it is going to probably go to that 1118. And what it looks like on the 15-minute time frame, again, 1118 was right in there. So let's see what happens here. But it looks like it's probably going to run. But I'm going to keep it on the hourlies because I have my alerts there. And if you don't have TradingView, subscribe to TradingView. The link is in the bio. It's a referral link. Get it. It's free, or you can get the paid subscription like me. Beautiful alerts. So you can watch a lot of different things and alert it as you navigate these crazy markets. All right, so ISRG looks better. They sold this off. It looks better. I have the hourlies, and again, I just want to drown out the noise. So again, 330 to make it better, and then he's got 336 on top. But it looks like it's probably the MACDs are coming to that 50-day moving average, and let's see what happens there. This is going to be the point where it's either make it or break it, and we're going to watch the futures before we log off. Chipotle, again, hourlies, drown out the noise. There was reason to get in short it yesterday at the open, right? MACDs went down, but not perfect. Now with the hourlies, you're not going to get the MACDs right at 0, so you have to get them when they cross. Okay, that's the only difference between the hourlies and the 15-minute time frame. The 15-minute time frame, we look for it right at the 0. So no, that's Tesla. All right, but there's more. There's more here. Do not tune off. If you like what I'm sharing with you, press that like button, press that subscribe button, guys. It'll help with the algos and it'll help me spread this to a lot of other individuals who desperately need it because I know them. They're losing. All right, so on the 15-minute time frame, here it is, right? It's right there. We're right there. So this is what the difference of 15-minute and the hourlies. The hourlies, you're not very rarely going to get the MACDs right at that 0 bounce. On the 15-minute time frame, you're going to get it exactly. So on the 15-minute time frame, if we start bouncing right here, and I have my alert 1620, and this starts breaking down, then it could go down to 1580. Okay, so that's the hourly. That's a 15-minute time frame. Now, if I go to hourly, hourlies is telling me, okay, hourlies, it looks like it can go break through. If it starts breaking through, that trade is no good. It's probably going to go up to the 50-day moving average, okay? But the MACDs are showing me weakness. If the hourly starts breaking down right there, then it's probably going to give me another swing, and you're going to take that trade to 1581. But that's not the one I'm excited about. Okay. LRCX, working lower. There's a lot of upgrades here on Marvell. Marvell is moving, and I'm going to show you that. But let's go real quickly. LRCX moving up. Let's see. It's not ideal for any trade right now, but let's see how it reacts to that 677. It looks it probably wants to go up there. Shopify looking better pre-market and is working its way up where? It's probably going to go to that 1485, more likely the 50-day moving average. How is it going to respond there? And if you notice, there's a round number right at that 1500. See how it comes up, comes down. If the markets turn, then this is probably one we can short to the downside. Now, this is on the hourlies. I just remember I switched it. I'm just going to keep it to the hourlies. I think I demonstrated to you. So this is Lamb Research. Looks weaker. We're below the hourlies. And again, looks weaker. Looks like it probably is going to rally to the 50-day moving average. Okay, or continue lower. But we don't like to take trades there. Let it come back to the 50. Shopify. It looks like it probably wants to go back up to the 50 at 1500. Netflix, hourly. Okay, it's coming back up. Let's see if it can come to the 50, and let's see how it responds. Do they sell it off into the weekend, or do they buy it into the weekend? That's going to be a determining factor. We're going to be watching for that. Roku, hourly again. Again, I spent a lot of hours on this yesterday. It's coming back up to the 50. Let it come back down. Let's see how it reacts at that 214, that 218 area. So we're going to be looking for that. NVIDIA, hourly again. No arms deal. They're selling it off pre-market. Try to go 325 to make it better. MACD is still chugging away. Can it reverse? If it starts reversing now, this is ideal. This is where all the stars are lined up on the hourlies. If this starts going down, it could probably go back to 313, maybe 310. Now, if it starts breaking up, you got 333 on top. 333 is a big number for NVIDIA, so keep that. Mercado Libre, they're taking this one down. It's every day. They're taking it down more and more and more. Again, we're going to be looking for 1219 for reversal, but not until then. It will break to 50. Apple, okay, so I got the dailies on this because I was watching Apple. So Apple is right at that. This is the hourly. It's right there, 164. Are they going to take it up? There's been rumored, or I think Barron's, somebody wrote that their iPhone sales they told their producers to that they're going to reduce their productivity. So the market took that as negative, but it did rebound nicely. Again, if Apple goes negative, then more than likely you're going to see Apple go down to 158. If it takes that out, then again, the MACDs are right there. And then very rarely do we see the hourlies right there. But they're selling it. It tried to go up. There was selling pressure at the pre-open at 165. Trade Desk, they are taking this one down. Okay, so let them take it down. This is the hourlies. And again, giving you the hourlies, we're going to go back to the 15-minute when I see buyers stepping back into it. But on the hourlies, I think it'll help you drown out the noise. You do what's comfortable for you, but I want to give you the highest probability trade and make it less noisy for you. Okay, so come back here, $98. If it comes back there's below 100, this might be a trade to the downside. Let's see if it comes up, how it reacts. But right there, if it hits that, be prepared to either short it or buy puts or do a spread trade, some sort of bearish type of strategy. Again, Goldman Sachs. All right, so Goldman pre-market is looking good, right? 388. Again, needs 390. Is it gonna? But the MACDs are weaker. Let's see if it can bounce. It might bounce, break through, and that's gonna help the S&P 500. If this sells off, the S&P is gonna go down. So we'll see. I think they're still processing that information of the job report. So Affirm. Okay, so all right, here's a start. Affirm. Let's watch 120 on Affirm. This is the 15-minute time frame. I could switch it to the hourlies. I'm gonna do that right now on Affirm. So Affirm, to get it better, let's say 120, 121. If it can take that, I was gonna go to 132. And the reason why I'm positive on Affirm is because Upstart just got an upgrade to $350. So the market is reacting very positive to that. Affirm is its competitor, even though I don't understand it, but price action, right? So again, the opportunity is be alerted at 120. This can go to 132. I don't know if it's going to happen today. The MACDs are still bearish. It still needs to come up and let it base, let it set up properly. Now, Affirm, I have the 15-minute time frame. Pre-market is looking good. The upgrade, this is where investors are coming back in. It's already hit that 190. The upgrade on this is 350. So this could move, and this might be a potential play, and I'm going to share with you how this is a potential play. So we're going to the dailies. So on dailies, you can tell this is weak, it's bearish, but the upgrade might help it. The MACDs are coming back down. Could this be coming to the end? So if this is coming to the end, more than likely, it's going to take out that 224. It's got the next 271, and then you got the 50-day moving average 295. So even though we are below, it looks like it's probably ready to bounce back up on the dailies. If you're comfortable taking a trade like that, that's fine. On the hourlies, what does this look like? Hourlies, it looks right there. So right there, we're going to have some headwinds right at that 191, 192. This is what I mean. All paths leads back to the 50. It's at the 50-day moving average. Now, if it breaks there, right? If this continues higher and momentum starts breaking through, more likely we're going to be looking at 209, and then we're going to be looking at this 220 in the short term. Okay, so these are trades you could take if you're comfortable. But remember, if the MACD starts turning, this is not going to go, or it's getting weaker. Now, if I look at the 15-minute time frame, the 15-minute time frame is showing me pre-market. It's already moved. The move happened. It's probably going to cross at some moment. Let it pull back and see if it has continuation patterns, and if it can hold at 185. That might be a trade right there. Okay, so that's what I'm excited about, and I'll be looking at that. And that's how we dissect our trades here. So again, HubSpot. I'm just going to go to 15-minute time frame. What time is it? I think it's. All right, 8:58. We're going a little bit long today. All right, so HubSpot, again, 797 to get it better at 823. If the market reacts, this thing had a pullback, and it held, right? Now, if it starts going down, breaking the 50, it's going to go to 760 and maybe that 741. So we have both sides. Zoom, they're taking it down. So is that variant powerful? Right now, I don't know. This can change anything, right? But it looks like they're taking this one down. So 189 to make it better. Actually, 191 to make it better. It's for reverse. And then it's got 198, which is 200. Nice round number if you believe in Zoom. But as of for now, I'm not a believer in Zoom right now, unless you want to take it to the downside. All right. Booking. This is what I'm talking. Is that variant strong? Booking is holding pretty strong, right? So Booking, again, nice basing pattern. Could this be basing? Maybe. Can it break out the highs of yesterday of 29.93? We're at 2,200, which is a nice round number. But if it takes that out, more likely it's going to go higher. And we got 22.36, 22.37 on the upside. On the downside, you have 20.75. ServiceNow, basing, let it base. I don't like it. 626. 658 on top. Okay, Coinbase, they're taking this one down. Again, this is the hourlies on Coinbase, and more likely it's probably going to go back up to that 303. So watch that. All right, chips, Marvell came out really well, and there's a couple of stocks I'm looking at that I'm going to share with you at the end of all this. Okay, But Intuit, to get it better, I think Marvell's going to help this. 677 to get it better. If it bounces here, bounces off zero, that can go. And it can probably go up to 691, 700, or just below 700. Qualcomm, they're taking this one up. Again, with the Marvell news, is going higher. This can probably run up to 183 today. Okay, so watch that. Just watch it. If the MACD's turn is not going to go, maybe set up again around the 50-day moving average. ASML, this one looks good. It sold off, and it's got earnings coming up pretty shortly, probably in a couple weeks. But this looks good. 796 to get it better. This looks like buyers are going to coming back in. Remember, rotation and back into chips. Again, AMD sold off 152 to get it better. It looks like it probably could run. Let's see how it looks on the hourlies. You guys can do that. I'm going to rush through these because I want to get you guys enough time to get ready. AMAT looks better. But if it's real, we're going to get follow through today. Okay. Lucid sold off. Lucid tried to go. This one I am going to show in the hourlies because a lot of people like Lucid. Lucid, it might go to the 50. Okay. So it might go to 51. It looks, it probably has a date there. What happens there? I don't know. Rivian, I am going to show you that on the hourlies. Rivian, same type of thing. They're taking this one down. So watch that 115 to get it better, or it can go lower. It looks like it's probably one that's going to go lower. Roblex, this one is promising too, because this is, okay, hourlies. Let me see. Okay, coming a little slower. Roblex, okay, needs 120. Can it break above the 50, the 50-day moving average, or break down? So that might be one there. All right, the stocks that I like here, hate to say it to you, whether you believe in it or not, vaccine stocks. All right, the reason why we got Myrna, forget about Novax, but we got Moderna. Okay, so this is the daily charts on Moderna, still coming up. If it bounces, breaks the 50, starts breaking 319, it's probably going to go to 376, 378 on the dailies, okay? But we have some headwinds there. What does this look like on the hourlies? And the hourlies needs to take out that 323, again, 321, 323. Pre-market is looking good, but if it takes that out and this starts running, then more than likely it's going to go to that let's say 333. It could run. If it starts breaking that out, that might be a play for today. And it came out, the BNTX CEO came out and he said something that was very interesting. He said that the vaccine, the boosters will be an annual thing. He was the first CEO to say that and admit that on TV. So the Pfizer or the Moderna one hasn't said that yet. But if that's true and that's what they believe, and then we all know that's what they believe, then more than likely these guys are going to make a lot of money, whether you're vaccinated or not. But people do believe in it and they're going to get vaccinated. So, it's money. So we're going to be watching these to go. I'm going to set my alert up here. Set my alert right there at 323. If it starts running, what does that look like on the 15-minute time frame? So we're going to be looking, it's rerunning. So I have that. It's looking like it's probably going to have weakness. Let it pull back. If it breaks through, then we're going to jump on that. Novax doesn't look good. But this one looks better, and I already set this up. So again, we're above the 50. Bull flag, let it pull back. If it pulls back, bounces, it can be a second wind. And on the hourlies, and I'm kind of giving you a secret sauce, guys. You got to give me a like. This is the secret sauce of how we dissect these moves here. But I have that alert at 343. If it breaks through, we're going to see real quickly 359. And then we're going to see these highs of 374. Okay, so that could be a potential play for today. And there's one more I have to share with you. And that's what it looks like in the 15-minute time frame. Okay, Marvell is moving. So Marvell got an upgrade on news today. So we couldn't get into this. Had earnings, but got upgraded today, right? So it's already at 90. I thought it could hit 90 pretty fast. All right, so that's all right. So let's see what this looks like. Can it run? All right, we're not gonna chase this. Let it pull back. All right, so we're not gonna chase this upgrade. All right, it already ran. Okay, so on the dailies, it looks good. Let it pull back. Good earnings, good numbers. Is helping the chips out. This could be a potential play. I already have it. It broke 76, but it's gonna break it pre-market already. It already broke it. Like it already broke it. Okay, so again, let it pull back. Let it pull back. I'll be setting this one up. I was excited about that one because I saw, but it's pulling back. Let it pull back. Let it pull. All right, let's go to Bitcoin. It is currently 905, and then we're gonna be done. All right, so Bitcoin, selling pressure right there, right off the bat, 59.43. But I like this MACD. I like. We're closer to the end than the beginning of this pullback, right? So let's watch it. Ideally, what I would love to see, this thing pull back. I would like to see the MACDs break through and this pull back, and that's going to be what's called a divergence, right? And that's going to tell us that Bitcoin is possibly going to start making a run up. Right now, it could go lower if the MACDs turn lower. That's going to be an exhaustion sell-off, and it could go lower. So maybe it brings it down to 53, and then let's see what happens there. But we're closer to the end than the beginning. Now, on top, for us to like really, really be excited, and this thing needs to break through. There's a lot of Twitter things and Facebook's going to the moon, 100. Yes, that's fine. But it needs to get through a couple of levels first. It needs to get back above 59. Let's say 61. Let's say 60,000, 61. If it breaks above that, then yes, we are, boom, all systems go. And we're going to be riding waves together, okay? Now, up until then, you're not riding a wave. That wave is going to be very small, okay? And then we have this level up there of 68,000, okay? So it breaks that, it is going to go. But we have a couple of headwinds up there. But again, just wait, chill, watch the show. I like it. I'm going to get into some more. Michael Saylor bought some more. Again, MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor's company. Again, so this is the hourly charts, and I'm looking at my, again, we're trading in the range of last week. If this starts climbing, then MSTR is going to climb as well. But right now, with Bitcoin going down, this is going to go down as well. Ethereum, ETH. I gave you guys this trade, at 444, and I said, watch the headwinds up there. It still looks good. The MACDs are still rolling up, chugging away. But there are some selling pressure up there, which is nothing alarming, but it's probably going to go. If the MACDs turn, it's probably going to go back into this range again. But right now, as we stand, the MACDs look pretty good, pretty healthy. They're still buying it, and let's see. Maybe if once this turns, that turns, and things go well. But again, we're going to be watching it and watching like a hawk. And again, all right, guys, we went a little bit over 907. Gave you a couple of trade setups. Let's look what the futures are at. And the futures, okay, futures are climbing. So that's positive. Let's see if it can break that 4,600. And that's going to put it's going to put us up here. And again, watch the close. If you guys like what we're laying down here, make sure to subscribe. Real easy. We're going to go live. Subscribe, share the wealth, and stay tuned. Now, I will be doing the follow-through. I've been doing follow-through on TradingView. On the subscription, there's a link to that, and I start at 12 o'clock there. Also, I'm planning on doing some other strategies and then showing you how you can maximize your equities, on doing some cover call strategies and so forth. And I'll keep you aware. But do me a favor, subscribe, get notified so you know exactly when we go live. All right, guys, that's all we have. Good luck. Go get it and stay green. Take care. Bye-bye.